Hello there, this session was streamed on Twitch. Thank you for watching. Let us leave. Let us have a look here. Did my quest just end, or do I have a different one? No, it's just to conquer now. Let's see here. My legion is currently unavailable because it's moving. Okay. Let's go to the observatory, I guess. Some time. They completed their task. Now with that we can check 2,900, 3,300. So right away they didn't lose anything like in terms of supplies. But I guess we might be able to, make something happen. We could also sell some of our rations, some of our medicine, and potentially some of our slaves too, to just get our legion into a bit of better shape. So I'm going to order my legion to march up here, and then we're going to attack this place. I'm going to replenish the legion first though, so we have proper numbers and everything. New stratagems unlocked in the outpost. We're going to go and have a look there. The beautiful lake attracts the attention of your wary pretorians. The fresh water is crystal clear and home to myriad different species of fish, most of which you have never seen before. The water looks inviting, but there are strange bubbles rising from the depths. Your people think this would be a good place to make camp. Secure the area, then let's go for a nice swim. I don't like it, the water looks dangerous. I would probably go for 2 here, because it seems to be a risk. I don't know what would cause bubbles to rise from the water. Maybe a shipwreck? Air pockets, that sort of thing. But again, it's a learning game, so let's secure the area and go for a nice swim. After checking the perimeter, you and your pretorians take off your armor and jump into the bubbling lake. The water is surprisingly cold, and the bubbles seem to be a result of an underground current. Okay. You can clearly make out a hole down there, and something shiny catches your eye. Someone strong enough to dive against the current could perhaps retrieve whatever it is. I could do it myself by diving into the cave. I could send one of my pretorians into the cave, or no need to be greedy. Strong enough. There is a trait that is called... it's a constitution trait. But I don't know if this will actually cause injury or death, potentially. Let's risk it. Let's dive into the cave. Swimming against the current is difficult, but you skillfully navigate the flow of what must be an underground river. That sounds risky. You almost run out of air, but ultimately you succeed in retrieving that shiny object someone must have dropped. It turns out to be nitre, a known component of Greek fire. Okay, so we could potentially make some Greek fire then. We have the recipe now. Discovered a bit of treasure. Please pick up the treasure. Thank you. And we will order our men to... honestly, I'll dispatch them to get the medicine here. And we'll also get the resources. And once we've done that, we can, resupply the Legion. Enemies on the move. You and your Praetorians are stopped alongside the side of the road to fix an issue with someone's saddle. The sound of a galloping horse from around the bend ahead brings you to attention. The rider who comes around the bend is wearing a peasant cloak, but the wind pulls it away to reveal the colors of Mithridates beneath, an enemy messenger. The poor man doesn't see you until he's nearly upon you. Thinking quickly, Publius Considius knocks an arrow and shoots the rider in the back as he gallops past. The horse panics and kicks him off, then continues down the road a little ways before coming to a stop. So, searching the dead messenger, you find a missive from Mithridates to one of his lesser generals, instruction to take his army along a certain route and attack Anos. This message will not reach them, but another is sure to follow. You probably have a few days to prepare. So I can send a service message to build traps and prepare for an ambush. I could send one of my Praetorians, a small team of Speculatores, to sneak into the enemy camp, poison their water supply, slightly reducing their aggression. I think we are going to, rather than do that, prepare an ambush. It's going to cost me a slave, but that's fine. You pick out a particularly loyal service and write a letter for the man to deliver. Then you dress him in the dead messenger's clothes and send him off to warn the nearest legion. You have a distinct feeling you'll never see your service again, but given what's at stake, you're confident he will deliver your message before absconding. Apparently, they're attacking where we are now, so we don't have any big concerns. I also feel the corners of my mouth twist into a smirk as you remember the secret you have in store for me to guide these soldiers. The women from that village, whose husbands and sons they killed, will shadow them the whole way. With your equipment and your training, those furies will surely inflict grievous harm upon the enemy's fighting spirit. So that was an early event where me and my army ran across a village of women, where all the men and boys had been murdered, and well, they wanted revenge. So we paid some money to arm and train them, and they basically promised to cause trouble for his armies for, you know, the rest of time. Let's enter camp here and boost our troops. We'll also sell some supplies to get a little bit more money, and that'll help us to get our legion up to maximum capability. We also need to go and take that iron mine, now that I think about it.
After the war is done, let's go together to Pompeii. I'll take you to the Lupanare.
All is well, I hope.
That was amazing. I don't even
Legate
eat
the
this well
wall.
at home.
Legate.
Let's see here. Can upgrade the walls with the lumber mill we've got. Other than that, we can't really upgrade anything right now. This would require the iron mine to upgrade our bathrooms. To upgrade the garrison would also require an iron mine. It would actually be good because we would get better recruits and better pretorians. That's actually for my personal guard, if you will. Need 2 farms, 1 more farm to increase our, you know, local market. But we're gonna go with getting walls up. It'll help with the attack that is about to come our way.
Predators, you have literally feasted like a king.
Generally will be helpful.
I hope he knows.
Slaves are in abundance, yes. Sorry, slaves are abundant. Medicine is in scarce, so how much can we get per? 16. Okay. Let's sell... I guess we can sell 300 medicine. We don't need much, let's be honest. Sorry, 143 is all we can sell, because that's all he can afford. Okay, so I lose 12 here because I went above, but 143 is what we'll sell. He doesn't have any more money, so
How much we enjoyed his
I'll have
fancy
to live
goat
with that.
cheese.
All quiet.
Thank you. Now let's have a look here in how the Legion is doing. We have 2007 active manpower. We have a few missing soldiers. I also believe we have a lot of injured soldiers. Let's see here. If I were to spend 3,000, I'd get an extra 1,000 men. I spent 3.5, so we have about 1,000 left. 1,200 men. Now we're definitely starting to get there. I believe we also, as I said, have about 400 or 500 injured, so we're almost back to full power.
Need something?
Before we leave, and I don't think I can, you know, make time pass in camp. I actually need to be on the world map to pass time. I'll drop off one in the tent here.
And we have all his supplies.
To,
Let's go kick Mithrida.
I was gonna see here. To resupply these, we need to chuck a... I paid money for that. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it's just fill, so I don't need to even worry about it. Okay. You can fill these for free too by assigning a Praetorian to it.
Away, Legate.
We'll do a report on Legion manpower since we're up to 4,000 men.
We're nearly at full strength. We could use a few more recruits to fill the ranks, but we're ready to complete whatever task you set for us. With a little more experience, I believe Legio Weaktrix will soon be the finest fighting force ever to serve Rome.
Okay, be well curious. I was going to say we're doing pretty good. So, we shall leave camp. I'm going to wait until the enemy attacks us here before we move out. I think that will be the... we're getting close to getting the end of this first campaign in Asia Minor. Unless there is more of the map that will be shown. Because as you can see, we have explored the entire map. More or less. We also need to get that iron mine. I'll probably forget at some point. New stratagems in 4 hours. Good. Manpower recovered. Let's put time to 3 times. I believe I don't need to go and, you know, pick up the new stratagems. Hopefully, we'll figure that out. They're going to attack this place sooner or later. There they are. That's when they'll leave, I assume. I want to see if I can intercept that army and like do some brief sleep is interrupted by what can only be described as laughter of the insane. Jump to your feet, wide-eyed and disoriented. 2 arms, you have to protect the food from these accursed animals. Wake up people, abandon camp, and let the monsters take whatever they want. The foxes I think about are about knee-high. They shouldn't be super dangerous. Of course, bites and scratches from wild animals are never good, but we'll try to protect the food. Together with pretorians, you build defensive formation around your food storage. Moderate leg injuries, I got him. The foxes attack relentlessly. Marcus Didius Cornelius is badly bitten by trying to kick a large vixen away from a sack of dried meat, but eventually the beasts retreat. Okay. I believe this is what happened earlier too. Yeah, this probably happened earlier too. I should have done the other one and see what it does. Now, triage means that I could treat him on the road. It'll cost me medicine, and I'll get to know if he'll recover or if his injury will worsen. In theory, if you don't have good treatment, his injury could worsen and kill him. But we have a proper doctor, if you will. Now let's see, where does the army start moving from? There it is. If I stand here, will it run into me? Oh, it just hit here and then teleported, I assume. Okay. We'll put you in charge again. You are almost there in all 3 of your skills. We have a tremendous advantage. We actually don't have any injured soldiers anymore. Morale is super high. Yeah, this should work.
How should we position the troops?
Let's go with protected flank here just to protect him so he doesn't die.
Consistite latos in me performanus!
We lost 53, that's sad.
Our legion has engaged the enemy.
Okay, we could charge, we could throw a peeler, we could hold position. Honestly, we don't even need to do this. The army will be able to bring them below scatter threshold. We don't need to sacrifice manpower. We have super high morale. Let's go for hold position. We are losing some manpower here, which isn't the greatest.
The enemy line is breaking.
We could go for a cavalry charge, but honestly, we're just gonna hold position here. We don't need it to do anything. They're already broken. I'm not worried about loot or anything like that. My main priority is to have as many men as possible survive.
I see the tenete.
I say as we lose men from enemies that are retreating. 248, are you kidding me? What is this? Did they do a suicidal charge or something? We lost we lost so many. So many. I am going to have to take another morale hit here and get so many men back. Again, they're injured, so they'll come back at one point, but still, that's a bit of pain and suffering. Did he learn this one now? I think it did. 700 from what we began with. We lost a shit ton of army experience. Generally a bad time all around. Yeah, I probably need to go to camp to have a look at the new stratagems before I can use them, because we didn't see any of the new ones. Which is a bit annoying. I guess it works like a deck of cards. If I don't put them in my deck, they don't... I can't actually, you know, get that. Let's go and see what we can figure out here. Where would they put the
Thank you for sending me those
workshop?
schematics your people found. I've made a list of materials needed, whenever you have a moment to go over it.
Yep, thanks Exus, I'll get to that. I think you already have everything sorted though. I believe the workshop should be in the camp here somewhere. Or if I go to outpost management, the workshop. Oh, I did not want to leave him there. Let's put you back in the workshop. You'll just live forever in the bath, I think. Is this the workshop? Okay, so I have to choose which one I want to learn. I could unleash catapults, I could lose scorpions. Honestly, this seems to be the better one, so we'll confirm that one. We could go for another one of these. Fortifications. This seems interesting. This also seems very interesting. I think I'll pick one of those up for out of curiosity, it will be one of the final ones. Mana plus SWAT, casualty survival rate plus 50%. That's good. Studo. Ordered retreat. I think we'll go with the Studo here because it seems to be interesting, defense oriented. Fortifications. I kind of want unleash catapults. Just the morale hit in the beginning would be very good. Scorpion seems pretty good as well. These ones are okay. Available tactics. Okay, so formation tactics. Apparently we're missing a bunch here. Okay, so formation, engagement, complication, resolution. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this should be okay. So once we actually research these, I actually need to go and pick them up. So that is something that is good to know. It's apparently something here I can interact with. But I can't enter it. Is it the warehouse here? Oh, there's something back here. No, that's where my character is going. Okay, I have that there, so I was concerned that I could actually do anything, but it doesn't seem like it. We'll, I guess, wait for a couple of days. Just go outside the camp and wait, so that we can get some of our injured back, and then we'll go on the offensive. Does play strength there? Let's see. Manpower recovered in 13 hours. Once we recover that manpower, we'll enter camp again and have a look at the at our troops. It's every 24 hours. It does seem like that. Baby bulls and their parents. Following some peculiar tracks, you come across a fairly well hidden natural niche in the forest. From within, a number of young and defenseless bulls stare helplessly at you. They're looking at a fairly nice meal. Well, sorry, you're looking at a fairly nice meal, but if you wait, perhaps you could hunt their parents too. Let's hunt the younglings and be gone before the mature bulls return. Well, wait for the mature ones. Say it's worth the risk. So basically, I can get a little food or a lot of food with risk of injury. We'll go for little food. We don't have ration issues. You quickly slaughter the piglets and leave before the adult bulls arrive to save the young. It's a small meal, but it will certainly be a delicious one. Let's go into camp and see just how many troops got fixed of their injuries there. I might have to wait 3 days, but if not, we can go on the offensive now. Let us have a look here. That's not where I want to go. That's also not where I want to go. You're still there, good. Okay, so I actually need to go to the barracks to check out the numbers.
Please excuse.
Party. Yeah, as you can see here, we still have 700 injured, but we're looking good in terms of active. I'll let one more tick of manpower replenishment go, and then we'll go attack. So we don't spend too much time, well, playing downtime. Might be playing a bit too safe here, but I feel like that's worth it. Just make sure we win. We'll camp it for one more day. New stratagem has been unlocked. That's also good actually to get some more stratagems. We'll get this stratagem and then we can move out. There we are. I think I waited long enough. If not, it'll be a shame. But what can you do? Okay, we have new stratagems. Form wedge, tend to your wounded as a resolution. We can recover troops. That's good. Lowering their morale from the beginning is also good, but honestly, I think we'll go with this one. Do I not have this one? Centurion's Legion Square Formation. Let's go with that one. More cards are always better. I feel like more options. We'll have to see if we get more options to pick between, but even so, it should be okay. I might actually end up saving Lucullo's Gambit too long, and it becomes useless because I can't use it against anyone really. 3,000. Let's go. You made camp for the night in a quiet clearing amid a lightly forested area. The sharp golden rays of the setting sun glitter between the trees, and the serene bird song almost makes you forget the war for a moment. The sound of steady hoofbeats pulls you gently from your reverie. 4 horses approach the camp at a trot. Get to your feet in no great hurry, and prepare your pretorians for trouble. 4 riders with simple civilian garb and are lightly armed. They look surprised to find you here, and they stop and dismount at a cautious distance. 2 of them walk towards you, while the other 2 stay with the horses. Salve, travelers. I am Octavius Latius Flaccus. What brings you into my camp? That's close enough. Who are you and what do you want? We'll greet them. The cunning pretorians mildly disapprove. The men recognize you, and as they introduce themselves, you realize that you've met them before. The 4 of them were gladiators at Damiano's school. They owe their freedom to you. It's good to see you're all still alive and well. Come, sit at our campfire and let's share our dinner. You owe me nothing, but we have no business together any longer. Be on your way. We can be kind. The arrogant ones disapprove. Okay. The 2 who approach you excitedly call over their companions, and they all take a seat around your campfire and unpack their rations. You chat for a short while until everyone has gotten to know each other, and they feel comfortable enough to make a request of you. 4 men have been traveling for a short time, searching for a place to put down roots. They wish to fight no longer, but they have no homes to return to either. They wish to make a new home for themselves together, start a farm perhaps, or get into logging. You need my help with this? I own no land in these parts. I'm sure we can figure something out. What do you need? Let's ask. If you will grant them your permission to seize a parcel of land from someone who has fought for Mithra deities, they pledge to send a large portion of their supplies to you to aid your legion. If my permission is all you require, then you shall have it. Confiscating land from Mithridates' lackeys will certainly not keep me up at night. I will not condone theft or lawful property, even from those who fought against me. These lands are under my control now, and I will respect those who live here. Well, how does this work in terms of law? This is unlawful, basically, to some degree. But then again, if you are a traitor, you are a traitor in these times. That's usually how it works. There's pretty much no mercy. And it'll benefit me. So, under doubt, I'll choose 1. Severely disapprove. Greedy, greatly approve. Yeah, that was probably the wrong choice. So, here's the thing. Honestly, this might actually have been good, because judging by the choices here, the 4 gladiators get very excited to have found such a powerful sponsor for their dreams of a peaceful and productive retirement. They immediately began to discuss all the possibilities for how they might utilize the land and seas, but of course, ultimately that is your decision to make. So, we can have them actually build supplies for the camp, like the iron mine, a farm, a tannery, a lumber mill. So honestly, I'm very tempted to have them find an iron mine if possible. It's very greedy of me. It's very rough work, but we'll try to have them find an iron mine. There is a moment of silence as they considered this. Clearly going into mining was not something they considered, but suddenly one pipes up. He knows just the place. Excuse me for a second. The excitement picks up again as the soon-to-be retired gladiators begin to plan their work. The gladiators discuss their plans long into the night, and you supply them with some wine to seal the deal. Next morning they strike out again, excited to start a new life and hopefully never risk their life for someone else's entertainment again. Okay, so we got a mine, basically, for free. Well, not for free, but, you know, for a huge loss in reputation, I guess you could say. I guess we'll go with him again. He hasn't been doing me wrong. The enemy has already lost morale. They have a very, very experienced army, though. So that could be a problem here. There's a bit of risk to Commander, and there's a bit of risk to Centuriones. So we'll see how this pans out.
Shall we use?
That risk went lower, but it's still there. Now, we could go with manifold channels, but for now, let's just go with throw the pseudo and see how that pans out for us. Protective flank could also be a good idea here because we have the risk, so yeah, let's go with that. It might be a low chance, but it is a chance, and I like to minimize risk. Double positive. We lost a bit of manpower. Lost some more manpower. Are these chariots?
Battle is joined. How shall we proceed?
Now, they already have very bad morale. We don't want to use the gambit already because I don't see a need to do it. I am very tempted to try out the catapults though. As you can see, they'll lose 600 strength on the basis of the morale. It'll weaken their troops a lot, so we're gonna do that. We lost a bit of manpower. We lose more.
Their tactical reserves.
Expected enemy reinforcements. We could stand firm. Lead by example. Would be a big risk. So we aren't going to do that. Standing firm would not be the worst thing ever, but we're going to lose some manpower. We could go with your own efforts here, which would hopefully weaken their troops quite a bit, but we're going to have to fight a secondary battle against them here, so let's go with our own efforts here. 28 man. Keep on losing strength though. We aren't inflicting as much harm as I would have liked. We could tend to our wounded here, get some of our troops back from the injured status, I believe. It will also allow us to just attack the next region right away, I think. We could have wagon train to try and get some better loot. Loot range 30 to 40%. Okay, so it actually just sets the loot range to 30 to 40%. I thought it increased it, so okay, this card might actually be straight up worthless. We could kill off some of their manpower. And honestly, that's what we're gonna do. They'll be easy to beat next time then. And also lower their army experience, hopefully. Which should also make them easier to kill next time, because these guys are coming back. We lost no morale. Also gained a little bit of army experience, good. We did very well in defensive, technically. So, that's all good. Let us continue. We now need to do a Pacifier mission, and as you can see here, for once, it's actually up to my Legion to do it, which makes it very simple to do. But with that said, we're gonna do this, then we're gonna dispatch the Legion to pacify. I do not want to enter the camp yet. There we go. I should have checked what they wanted, because I believe I need to give something up for that. But it turned out okay. Let's see, next thing is to get the lumber mill. And we'll also pick up the quarry while we're here. The quarry doesn't actually give you resources. What it does is improve the roads. Basically, you get paved roads, so you move quicker. There we go, enemies on the move. This game is similar to Total War Rome. It's a bit different game than Total Rome. There's more focus on... you don't control a big army. You control your characters and your squad, basically, in turn-based battles. I don't know if you've been here and seen the turn-based battles, but basically... it's more focus on this character themselves than Total War Rome. You don't fight any ground-scale battles, you do it all through simulations, at least so far, this campaign. We'll pay the contacts in this region 200 to attack, so... it's an interesting game. If you like role-playing games where, to some degree, it also seems like the character's choices matter. Like, you get three choices when you make your character. You can make a character that's focused on logic and will make sense. You can make a manipulative character that won't shy from doing anything really to cause trouble, and you'll kill anyone in your way, that sort of thing. And you can focus on a character that's very focused on strength and my birthright, because I'm born better than others, stronger than others. So you have ways to build up your character differently. Right now I'm trying to play a lot of your character, but I'm kind of leaning towards the dark side. The game itself is a lot of fun. I like. It's a bit slow moving to some degree, but I like the quests so far. They've been interesting. They've been varied. There's been different kind of battles, different kind of challenges. So I do enjoy it, honestly. They'll be taking the quarry. Where? Oh, I am an idiot. They're attacking down here. Okay, so we're gonna allow them to take the quarry. I don't think I can't cancel the task, but we won't do that. There we go. I'll send my Legion down here. We have no reason to be up here anymore. We can also head down here. Now, what I have noticed is that this lake here is a cursed lake. So, yeah, this is more character focused. Basically, if you have a look right now, where are they? That's my character. This is my Legion. In your first campaign, which is why I'm on the Asia Minor campaign, you only have one Legion, up to 4,800 men. But basically, the Legion between armies is that you're handed cards, and you need to deal with that way. Honestly, you'll get to see that pretty soon. The enemy is planning to attack this village pretty soon. As you can see, this attack Nikaya, or the base, depending on how you look at it. They're gonna attack that pretty soon, so you'll have a look at how the battles work, if you will. Some strange wine. One constant throughout your journey in Asia Minor seems to be the roadside merchants. The people... Excuse me. To people of this land, the world is a marketplace and everyone is a customer. Today, someone seems to be selling some strange wine. Might be worth trying. Basically, this event is pretty simple. You pay some money, you get some wine, and your people like you better. And you can pay more wine, more money for more wine, and they like you even better. So, you lose some water though, because that's how alcohol works, but you can live with that. I need to enter this camp quickly though, because I want to pick up new cards, and also because we're running out of water. So, kind of have to make a stop. Let's have a quick look here. What we're doing. So, as I was saying in terms of battles with armies, these are the cards. There's 4 different phases. Yeah, this came out 2 days ago. I've been a little bit addicted. Came out less than 2 days ago, technically. It's almost 2 days ago in a couple of hours. So basically, the workshop here, I research new strategies or new cards to use. So, plunder would allow me to get more loot, but I believe this is 10 to 20% of the loot range of 100%. So I don't know if this is worth it. Cavalry and circle would be nice here. So I'm actually going to go with that one. Let's see here. Strong right flank, aggression. I like that. We'll pick that up. The veg is nice here too. Order retreat, scorched earth. Okay, this is a new one. I guess this is if we lose. You can do this. We'll lose. We'll lose some morale. We'll loot them. Okay, so we're looting and running away. Nah, we'll go with the veg. Yeah, that's also why I'm doing this run. This mostly for myself to learn, but also to gain some help from people. That's the reason why I decided to stream it. I got a little bit bored playing it on my own, so I decided to stream and have a go. Let's see here. We've done what I wanted to do in here. But yeah, so far I've only ran into one bug, so I'd say it's pretty good. The only bug I've run into is on the world map. If you remember me mentioning the cursed lake, the lake up here. My character fell in it. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy Roman team games. I played a lot of them. But this lake right here on the world map, if you can actually step into it, so you can't actually step out. I had to reload my game. So just a warning: be careful around bodies of water. I guess sometimes your character will just slip and fall and not know his way up. That's really the only bug I've run into so far. Yeah, and that's great. I'm playing Iron Man, but it doesn't force you into like let's say you start a battle with your characters. You can replay that battle as many times as you want. It doesn't force you into a loss, even if you make a big mess up, which I guess is fine. And it also allows you to reload the world map. It like saves when you enter camps and leave camps. So I like that. It makes it a bit more bug-proof, if you will. This is the enemy army. It's about to attack us. We'll see how this goes. And this is battles between the legions. So first of all, you have 4 commanders. You have to choose one. They'll give different bonuses depending on who you choose. They only start with 1 perk unlocked. You can see what perks they'll learn as they gain experience. For instance, this guy gives basically more of your killed troops will survive, 10% casualty survival rate. This guy is aggressive, which means you do more damage but take more damage as well. This guy is the opposite, increases defense, but lowers aggressiveness, that sort of thing. I haven't figured out a good way to figure out how aggressive defense work yet though, which is kind of a pain. But again, this is basically card game. Loot amount is important, it helps you get loot. The loot isn't super good, so it's not something you should be focused solely on. The manpower retained is much more important in my opinion. Morale, every 10, each point of morale adds 10 points of strength, so you can imagine having 100 morale makes you a lot more powerful here in terms of your enemy who has 5 or 5 morale. Experience also, helps. it gives you, it's a multiplier on your manpower. So it's a bunch of small and more important stuff. This is after the last battle. I have some missing soldiers that might pop up sooner or later, injuries, and currently people that can find. So I like this guy. I'll be using him for the battle. He has an 85% survival chance, but we can buff that with cards.
The men are awaiting your orders.
So he is the commander, and the other three are Centurions. They're basically his sub-commanders in this battle. So his risk is 0 right now. So you could say the game lied to me, but that works. Now we pick a formation. We could have a weak center to lure the enemy in. It'll weaken the defense, but increase their aggression. We could do this extended line to fix our problems as well. And honestly, we're going to do that. It'll fix his innate perk. And in order to win this battle, we really just need to bring the enemy number under 1200. The way armies work in this game is that if the scatter threshold, which is 1200, is met, that army will be completely destroyed after the battle. So you just need to bring the number down to 1200 and kill them. So we don't need to do any big risky moves here. So this is how it works. You're basically just observing, except when you are picking cards. You have strategies here, as you can see there. Look, we are attacking with bows and cavalry. My commander knows how to use cavalry, so I assume that gives a bonus. I haven't really figured it out, but in a battle where I had a lot of negatives there, I almost got destroyed. There we go. That's a big hit to manpower, 108, because we failed the defensive check. So there's a bit of a random element to it, which makes it interesting as well.
To engage the enemy?
I haven't actually tried the auto resolve yet, so I have no information about it, but in some games auto resolves it's an automatic loss, in other games it's actually better than what the player can do, so it would be interesting to try it out, but I'm almost done with the first campaign, so I don't want to throw away my victories to, you know, test that feature yet. I'll probably do that in a non-Iron Man game. I don't know why I'm playing Iron Man, honestly. It's just habits from EU4 and that sort of game. Yeah, I don't wanna rock the boat if I don't need to. Plus, I keep on getting new cards that I can use, so I want to see if they have any effect and that sort of thing. So this is a new one that I picked up. Risk Centurions. It gives morale as well, and apparently morale can go above 100. That's interesting. Is morale uncapped? I'm gonna use this just to boost the morale here and see if it stays like that after the battle. It could actually be a. I've never been up to 100 before in morale, so it could just be a. What's it called? Coincidence that it was 100. I thought it maxed out at 100. We're rolling horribly here. In terms of the loot range that you might be seeing, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Loot you'll mainly be getting from your character battles, the turn-based ones, rather than these big battles. The main concern you should have with these big ones, I feel, is... Oh, risk to commander. That's not good.
The weather is changing for the worse.
My commander is now at a 5% risk of dying. That's not good. So this is the third phase. It's basically a phase where something unexpected will happen. Enemy reinforcements, weather, breakthrough on one of the flanks. I don't know if anything positive can happen here. I haven't noticed it, but we can sacrifice some loot here in exchange for hurting the enemy. Like as you can see, numbers changing up in the corner there. We'll take out 100 manpower just by doing this. We could hunker down for some morale. It seems we lost the fire we had, so it might actually be kept at 100. I didn't pay too much attention, but I might not have noticed the morale hit. But honestly, with our loot range being as low as it is on this late in the battle, I think we'll just do divide and conquer. Missing legionary could show up, but again, it's not something that is very important. I believe if you want to replenish the Legionary with money, it's about 3 denarii per Legionnaire, and you'll get about 200-300 from winning the battle. We're getting hit pretty hard though. You can also proceed here to just like skip, like we had that one. I'll skip to the next event. You can skip to the next event. So you can actually do the battles pretty quickly if you go for it. These red cards are researchable cards that have a number of uses. As you can see, I could boost the loot range a little bit if I use it. I could tend to my wounded, which means that some of the injured legionnaires are battle ready right away. I don't feel like that is super important, so to figure out the morale, I'm going to do celebrate here, which gives 10 morale, and I'll see in the next battle if it starts at 110, because that would be interesting to me. Sadly, we can't fix the risk to commander, so he might die. 5% chance. As you can see, also loot range. I believe it'll roll at dice, and it'll choose here. You'll get guaranteed to get a common loot cache, but I might get a superior and a legendary as well if I'm lucky here. So we'll celebrate. Okay, they all survived. Great. Someone even gained a little bit of experience. I only got the common one. We rolled very low on the table, so as you can see, 160 denarii, some salvage. I haven't actually seen if I can sell materials yet, but basically you can forge your own gear. And it all comes in random rolls, technically. Well, they have set rolls, and then you roll randomly within that set. It's not a huge difference, though, but it's nice for people who like to min-max. We also got some slaves, some rations. Rations speak for themselves. It's food for you and your pretorians. You don't actually need to feed your army, I believe. Slaves are used for resources, basically. You need them to take control over certain resources in the map. As you can see here, lumber mills. I need to go down and take this, the iron mine. Honestly, we're just going to do that right away. Attack infrastructure. You take these, and in return, you are given options to upgrade your cap. So we'll take this, and then we'll have a look. Because the enemy is holding this, we'll have to do another battle. We'll put this guy in charge again. I just enjoy having him in charge, makes it easier. And we'll do this pretty quick. We'll do it to Studo. And we'll proceed, see if anything interesting happens. I forgot to see the morale. Did either one of you three see the morale? I made a big mistake. I wanted to test something out and then I instantly forgot about it.
The men are close enough to engage.
Okay. So we could lose Scorpions here, which would definitely hurt them a lot. Morale is back to 100. I didn't see any morale hits, so I guess that's the cap. You might be able to temporarily bring it above during battles, but I guess that doesn't matter. I'll use the loose Scorpions. It's one of those cards you can build over and over again, so it's a bit random, but it does a lot of damage, so why not? It'll weaken them a lot. Did I skip an event there? I probably did. Lost some manpower. Successful defense, good.
One of our maniples is about to break.
Okay, so I could sacrifice them. That'll, you know, hurt my manpower. I could tell them to just fight with their own effort, which will, again, hurt my manpower by about 50. And what, send 42 of them into the woods? So we'll technically lose 10 men. This takes longer to recover than this though, so it's a bit of a lose-lose actually. But we'll go with this. If morale seems to be capped at 100, there's no reason to sacrifice manpower. We don't need to destroy any more manpower, so if they come back later, that's fine with me. I wish it would be easier to, if you have this sort of, you know, difference, you can actually just go for a surround strategy. That's the only thing. I feel like you take a little bit too much damage from the small battles than what you should. But other than that, it feels good. I enjoyed this little screen too as well. There we are.
We've done it! The enemy is routed!
Now here's the thing, I can actually take some of their survivors and, you know, put them into my army. We don't need more morale. We could tend to the wounded, but they'll recover on their own. So we'll take some free manpower. I'll lose 2 morale, but that's fine. I'll recover that. And how did we roll on the loot? Just 1 crate, sadly. Well, at least we got a little bit of money. We can buy back about 100. Now, here's the thing. Slaves and rations are worth quite a lot. Slaves you can sell for up towards, I think the most I've seen is 250. It depends on the trader you're selling them to as well. Some of them have low prices, some of them high prices, if they're in, you know, demand, supply, that sort of thing. Rations are about 15 to 20, I believe, so it's still a lot of money. We also gained a huge amount of army XP here, 87. So this could be fun. We're very bad at attacking, but we won all our defenses, so interesting setup for sure. We'll head to this camp up here where our army is, and we'll go have a look at 2 things. I'm gonna check out the new cards because I believe we have some. I have enough time passed. I don't know. And we're also going to see if the resources we've taken allow us to build some upgrades. We have 1 new card. Form Wedge, Scorch Earth, Auto Retreat. I don't feel like I need either of these right now, so we'll do Form Wedge. Wait. I pressed the wrong button. This guy over here is not so. He is responsible for your camp.
I am at your service, as always.
He will help you build. So as you can see, the camp has a pretty big, well, a reasonably sized big tree. Here's the resource you can capture: lumber mills, farms, tanneries, iron mines. And you use these resources to upgrade your camp as you see fit. You need to get the workshop to build cards. If you upgrade the workshop over here to a factory, you can make better cards. And if you go all the way down here to the arsenal, you can make level 3 cards. So most of this is built on, you know, a system. You have a level 1 armory, upgrade to a foundry, sorry, a forge, and then a foundry, which allows you to make better equipment for your soldiers, or rather your personal group of soldiers, not your army, sadly. It would be interesting if you could outfit your army as you saw fit. Build a bathroom to, you know, bring up morale for followers. But in this case, we're going to upgrade the garrison, I think, because the garrison decides what level. Yeah, the garrison decides what level the people you are going to be recruiting are. So we're going to upgrade that. Now, your outpost has some assignments. So your characters have single-use items, like spears they can throw to sabotage shields, jugs of water to stop fires, that sort of thing. And you can assign one of these guys here, which is basically your personal guard, to do these jobs like resupplying the items for free, recruit new these guys, basically, over here in the garrison. When you're crafting things in the armory, you need to leave one of these guys to craft / oversee it, that sort of thing. Anyone gets injured, put them in the dispensary / hospital. Bathroom for the people that are, you know, angry with you. Basically soak them until they're happy. But this also, if as you can see, they have different perks. For instance, this guy has a perk called Social. So he doesn't hate me, but he's here because he improves the morale of the Legion by being in the bathroom. They get 4 morale every 24 hours, I believe. There's also no time limit in this game. You can spend as long as you want on each campaign. So you don't have to feel rushed. If I want to spend 10 years on this, I can do it. Because time moves a single day. So you have all the time in the world. This guy's researching stratagems. He also has a perk that makes it go quicker. But generally, a lot of them have perks to help out. This guy has Recruiter, for instance. So if we slap in here, he'll recruit faster than others. So I like this system. There's a bunch of interesting different perks. So yeah, it's decently in depth. It's not super in depth, so it makes it easy to learn, hard to master, that sort of thing. It isn't overly complex, but it's just complex enough. At least I feel like that. But then again, I enjoy these types of games, so might have something to do with that too. I believe I did everything I wanted here, so with that said, once the Legion comes back, we're going to take the last sector in this area. As you can see, enemy army strength is estimated to be 3,800. We should be able to beat them. I'll be able to figure out something new also by doing this. We'll be able to see if your Legion recovers between basically campaigns or not, if it comes with you, that sort of thing. So we'll fight this battle. The Legion isn't up to full strength, that will be fine. You will once again be my right hand man, Vibius. You guys actually leveled up. I should assign you skills. I believe the skills I assign these guys, I don't think I can. I have to have a look at this later. This is basically my commanders. These guys have horrible morale, which I might be responsible for, but they have an insane amount of army experience, almost 200. I've never seen it that high before. They have a load of active manpower, so if it wasn't for the fact that their morale was this low, they would probably beat us. They have more available troops than we do, so this could get very interesting.
Which formation shall we use?
We could hurt their morale even more, and as you can see, it loses them about 150 strength. We could also use a weak center to lower the defense, increase their aggression. And I'm tempted to give that a go, see how it pans out with a superior army, because the theory I have so far is that having a high defense helps you when you are outnumbered, and having a high aggression helps you when you are, you know, have more numbers than the enemy. So honestly, if that's the case, I shouldn't do this, because it doesn't really benefit me. So let's hit the morale. That's the theory I have. I don't know if it actually works like that though, which is one of the concerns. This might also actually be the first loss if we're unlucky here, so it could be interesting to see what happens if you lose a battle. Fail the arrow defense.
Our Legion has engaged the enemy.
Now, I have this thing called the Close Gambit. It's a single-use one. I don't think I have to use it here, but this is not something I received from the workshop. This is something I received from a character. I could use it. As you can see, it's really, really powerful, but I think we're going to save it for now. Instead, I think we're going to charge and sacrifice some manpower to cause damage to their manpower. Rest of commanders and this is Centurionus, not good.
The enemy is deploying their tactical reserves!
Okay, we have some risk here, which I don't like. Risk is risk, it's not good. I think again we're gonna go with we're back at max morale, so we're gonna go with your own effort here. Missing legionary, it should be okay. Lowering the enemy manpower is more important right now because they'll come back.
Contendite vestras ponte!
Keep on getting pummeled though, which is kind of sad. Oh, 121. That's yeah, we are getting some pretty big losses here.
Praise Mars! The day is ours!
We're going to give chase here because we'll most likely have to fight this army again.
Instate hostibus!
So they have more than 12 troops remaining. They won't get broken, and they'll probably return. Luckily, none of these guys ate the 5% chance to die, which is very good. Okay performances here. 600 men lost. I believe this also includes injured, so not all of them lost a little bit of experience, but the enemy should have lost more. Now, once you do the big battle in a region, you have to pacify that region afterwards, basically make it so the locals support you, if you will. Usually that involves a mission with your character, but you can also do it with, say, your army in some regions. This is especially true for regions that do not have a an industry like lumber mills, iron, that sort of thing. And you have to choose what you want to sacrifice to do it. So I need to do one of these three to pacify. I can use army experience, I can use medicine, or I can just use denarii. Now, 50 medicine is probably 750 denarii if sold to the right person. So we're gonna use money here, and it'll take 3 hours to get done. With that, sector has been conquered. Now, I need to discuss the siege of Chalkedon in my tent in my legion camp. Okay. I can sacrifice army experience for slaves. Honestly, I don't have any need for anything right now, except for maybe a little bit more money. So we're gonna head to my camp here, in Olive Garden. We're gonna turn back. Basically, this event is one where your people will start to hate you if you forcefully try and push through the Olive Garden. It's just a grove of trees. You get lost, you lose some approval, basically, if they're loyal to you or not. And you gain a little bit of supplies. So it's better to just sacrifice your supplies and go back, honestly. It's one of the shorter events, and I think this is the 8th time I've gotten it, so it's quite common as well. You'll get random events as you travel the map. Enter the camp and discuss the siege of Chalkedon. I believe that is the final mission for this campaign. Maybe. Or we unlock a new area, who knows? I'll have to see. Okay. Let's go and have a look.
Away.
Okay, so I need to discuss it with you.
Legate, we have taken Nicomedia, and Legio Prima Italica has laid siege to Mithridates' forces at Chalkedon. The consul has requested our presence at the siege.
Is it urgent?
I am told the defending army shows little interest in leaving their fortified positions. Our supply lines are good, seeing as how we control all of Asia Minor again. I would say there is no urgency if you have anything left to do before we assault Chalkedon.
We could let our troops recover but I kind of want to see if this is like a scripted event that you get a full one or if you get everything. So we're just
I
gonna
expect the
head
consul will
there
want
right
to
away.
return to Rome as soon as Chalkedon is taken. If we have any outstanding business left in Asia Minor, we may wish to see to it before we join the siege.
Okay, so this is basically warning that this will be the final mission Alcimino, is the way that I understand it. So if I want to do any other missions, if I have any quests or anything like that,
Away, Legati!
I might wanna, you know, finish them before we go. Let's see, we have some skills here for Lucius Fabinius. There are different classes in this game, if you're still here, gap up. And they all work differently. Basically, this pikeman like this guy is the only ones that can rend armor that I've seen so far, down to the destroyer line here. And armor works kind of like you would assume. It reduces damage. Say if you have 10 armor, like some of the enemy generals have, you need to shred armor to even be able to kill them. The only other way to kill them is to cause other, what's it called? Not direct damage, but like bleeds, burns, that sort of thing. So honestly, it's kind of interesting. I believe there are 4 main classes. You have the Shieldman, which can go down Defender, Vanguard, or Veteran trees. Basically, if you want to make a fighter, a tank, it's up to you. The Spearmans are both the medics, but also the destroyers, so you kind of have to choose what you want to focus them as. Assassins basically use a dagger and a sword, or a dagger and a spear, so again, a lot of choice. The also thing is that's important is the weapon you craft and find also come with their own weapon skills. So sometimes you can get pretty good skills without actually needing to unlock them down the tree. And of course you have bowmen, and these work like, well, what you'd expect. They can fire from long ranges, fire arrows, that sort of thing. They also have an interrupt and an overwatch. Interrupt basically, they do what they expect to do. Artists can kill people who move, that sort of thing. It's actually really good. And again, defenders can also use spears. So if you find a weapon with good perks on it, it's worth keeping. And again, for the story, everyone above Daytonera here can't really die. It'll be game over. They're story characters, basically. But the rest down here, they can and will bleed out in battle, unless you know, help them out in time. And injury is also a concern, for sure. So we can lay siege to this now. Just gonna have a quick look here, see if I've taken all the thing that I'm mostly worried about having taken. I believe I've done all the quests except for one because I couldn't figure out the puzzle. There are puzzles in this game as well. If you have a look over here, these are schematics that you learn to upgrade your gear. But the puzzle that I was talking about is this one. Turns out if a guidance is what you see, cross the channel and search the beach. His weapon is within your reach. So basically I found this on a statue after following this, and the area I found it in is right here. I have gone across the entire thing here following the beach, couldn't find anything, so I am starting to wonder if it means Egypt. I'm really starting to wondering if it means Egypt or if it's this little lake, but I've gone around here, none of the events are triggered, so I assume that it either is bugged or, as I said, Egypt. And the channel in this case is actually a sea. We'll go Chalkedon and do the final siege here. I'm pretty sure I've done everything. Sometimes called the City of the Blind on account that it was settled opposite the much more fertile northern bank of the Propontis. Its position along the Bosporus Strait gives it substantial strategic value. We shall enter. So this mission forces me to bring these guys, so it's actually a character mission, not an army mission, so I don't need to worry about my legion. So this is the other kind of combat you'll have in this game, and personally it's the combat that I feel like the game is more focused on. So If you do not enjoy this kind of turn-based combat, this game might not be for you. Because you'll be doing mostly this.
The day has arrived. Chalkedon must fall today, or we may lose Carter and whatever remains of his forces.
Why Chalkedon? It doesn't look like a particularly sturdy encampment. Can't believe he got himself captured. Why don't we simply sneak into the place and get caught out? We'll try two first.
The people of Chalkedon are known to be quite stupid. They have settled the wrong side of the strait. Thracia is indeed much more defensible.
I've heard the entire area is infested with cats.
What? Infested. Cats are graceful creatures. Cats, I hate those disagreeable pests. I personally had a cat growing up, so we'll go with this.
Cats are honorable creatures indeed.
Nah, there's quite a lot of characters in this game that just has no filter. And I enjoy it for that. It makes the game more fun. Again, we can do all of this. If you ask questions, you might sometimes unlock side quests. So I enjoy doing that. Let's ask why you don't just sneak in.
Mithridates' army is vast. They have every angle covered. Besides, we must make an example of him.
Okay. I can't believe he let himself get captured.
Mithridates is a skilled commander and a charismatic leader. Cotter underestimated him and paid the price.
The lesson should be clear and familiar.
Okay, Frontal Assault seems foolhardy though.
That is exactly why a frontal assault is what we will use.
Because we are foolhardy, you think we can actually win? I get a sense there's more to this plan. Yeah, I agree there.
Indeed there is. I just hope Mithridates will not realize that. That initial frontal assault should target the sentries on the bridge. We must descend on them quickly and wipe them out. But then we withdraw.
Yeah, we're basically a distraction.
Precisely. Mithridates will reposition his troops in order to fortify the front wall. That is the tactically sensible move. That's when our small team of speculatores sneaks into the city.
The cliffs are too high to climb without attracting attention.
Our scouts discovered a less treacherous cliff face on the western side of the citadel, which looks safe to climb with the right equipment.
Mithridates will surely not be foolish enough to abandon the rear completely. It's easy to spot anyone who approaches from that direction.
They might expect a naval attack or a large-scale flanking maneuver. But with their attention on the front walls, the knight will easily obfuscate a small boat.
Doesn't it make more sense to send more troops that way?
This kind of operation can only work with an elite group. Our main force will still be positioned in front of the city.
And once they've infiltrated the walls, I have a feeling this is my group.
We'll need to take care of their catapults, or my men will not be able to advance.
Our infiltrators could take care of the engineers by surprise. Catapults are useless with no one manning them. We'll need to break them apart to be safe, so we could assassinate the engineers, or we could break the catapults and make a lot of noise. We'll try the engineers' assassination, I think.
Either that, or destroy the catapults themselves.
Okay, it seems like we'll get the choice of
more
mission.
of their artillery you can disable, the easier it will be for our legions to advance once we launch the main assault.
Attacking head-on will be suicide if infiltrators fail in destroying the catapults. Without the guards, we can easily cross the bridge. I feel this one will be told it's us that are the infiltrators.
Not suicide, but indeed it will take a toll on the legion. Even without catapults to worry about, it will have to break through their defenses.
That does not sound like my idea of a good time. Dibs on the infiltration team.
Small group trapped alone inside enemy encampment? No thank you. I will be in main assault, please.
Got the banter, we'll work this out later. Your preference is noted, but let's focus on the plan. We might actually have to split our group up here, like 3 and 3. That's the gist I'm getting.
While the Legion takes out the outer encampment, the priority of the other team will be Cotter. Save him along with any other prisoners we find.
We'll save everyone. We may have to choose between Cotter and other prisoners. Cotter in this case is the senator of not senator, consul of Rome. Basically, he's in charge along Lucullus, so he's kind of important. We'll save everyone.
Let us hope for the best, but you may not get the chance.
What if you come across Mithridates?
Without the supplies you captured, he won't be able to withdraw and sustain another siege. This will be his final stand.
Take him out. He will only cause more trouble for us if he lives.
It's a risky plan. I'm not sure it will work.
It's up to you to make it work. I trust you.
Okay, so
Don't fail me.
it's our responsibility. This is a complex plan. Who will do all of these things?
It is up to you to determine
Okay.
responsibilities.
Yep.
Make sure you choose the right people for the job.
Make me proud. Bring me their banner.
I shall. I'll try to survive first of all. We'll get a little bit hot-blooded here.
Forum, Arias, Attiget.
The arrogant ones slightly approve.
I'm bored of
In other words, this guy.
Let's fight!
For once, I agree with the big guy.
Let me assign people to different tasks at hand. Okay. So, before the assault, I haven't actually done this before. This seems to be a new type of battle, actually. Before the assault begins, you have to choose which of your pretorians to assign to which team. Each team has a particular role to play in the siege, as explained during the briefing. You have to assign yourself to one of the missions, and you have to assign at least one Praetorian to every mission. You strongly advise to make sure every slot is filled if possible. Okay, so let's first get, you want it to be there, and you want it to be there, so let's get that done. These guys are, let's see, this team will be going through here. I guess it's the same battle that we've been fighting, but depending on how we do, we might get in trouble. I am going to put, probably... Let's see. Put you there, you have some armor. Also want to put the healer here, honestly, and... Okay, so you'll go with us as shield. I'll be part of the main assault, and I'll take the rest of the group with me. Most of these aren't too well skilled or too well trained, but I think these guys should be able to get the job done on this side. So we'll give it a go. Yeah, this is kind of what I expected. So at the start of the battle, you first choose where you want to deploy your troops. You have these blue areas to choose from. Now, I don't know if I'm going to fight two battles after each other. That's kind of the gist I'm getting here. And apparently I got a random foot soldier to fill out the final... the final number here, if you will. Where did I go? There we are. Let's say that's good enough. Now, what are we going up against? One commander, he's level 9. The archers are going to be a pain. We have some downed friends on the other side that we might be able to rest if we get there in time. They're currently downed, as you can see, they're laying on the ground. Are they bleeding out though? Yeah. I can save them if I get there in 3 turns, but that is just not happening. Basically, these all have an area effect around them, so if you try to run through, you'll take damage. They'll slap you, basically. We also are going to need some time to move forwards. Let's move these guys here. Now, shield units are very good because they have shields. They need to destroy the blue bar before they can start working on the red one. And there's no overkill damage, if you will. Like, they need to completely destroy the blue one before they can start doing red. Even if there's 1 hell left on blue one and they do 1,000,000 damage, it still will only be 1 on the blue. So, shields are very good in that way.
Slow and steady. Move forth, my friends. I'll cover you.
Okay, I didn't actually see these two. That's my bad. I didn't see these two either. I should have had a more look. I thought these were all there was.
Artemis, steady my hand and guide my arrow to the heart of my enemy.
Generally, when there's a lot of enemy in the field, they take a while, which is kind of sad. The only thing I wish is there might actually be. I haven't actually checked the settings for this. I just want to speed up the enemy movement, and also you have friendly units that you do not control, but will help you out during some battles. Okay. We will do this hit. Yeah, we might be in trouble here. Now, I'm gonna be a bit mean, but I don't mind if this guy dies. He's basically a sacrificial pawn at this point. Let's move him up there. And let's have you go and help out with dealing with the back attack. How do I want to do this? Now, the pawns here are unskilled fighters. They have an interesting thing here. As you can see, the small orange square is attacks. If you kill a pawn, you get an extra attack. And it does not. It's only pawns that give you that. So it helps with getting rid of the smaller enemies, if you will, and that's all good. Now, here's the thing. This guy has an ability called Kill on Ground, which inflicts morale damage. If units get too low morale, they will not follow your commands. They'll attack their friends, that sort of thing. Yeah. So there's some interesting mechanics you can, to some degree, exploit in this game. Get rid of him. Okay, that's fine. As you can see, the archers have set up an overwatch here, so if I move into this, they'll shoot. But since I have a shield, they could do damage to the shield, or I could deflect. So it's a bit of a 50-50 what actually happens, but you get the idea. I could either you know, deflect it, take no damage, or just generally I can run through arrow fire. Is what I'm getting at. Sadly, I didn't do enough damage. Do you want to help? Now, this guy isn't a good example, but the pikemen, some of them have attacks that can go across 2 or 3 tiles, so they're really, really good as your backline. This guy, for instance, has the marking strike, which goes through 2 hexes, but also applies spotted. So basically, if I stab someone on the other side of the map, I can have my archer hit him for full damage. There's usually a damage fall off. Just move you over here, and have you do... Yeah, might as well just do this. There we are. Now, I could push up, but it's also a risky move. Because I need to deal with the shield guy here at some point, but I need to deal with this crew first, so I think I'm just going to move him over here. And we're going to do the same with the archer. Because these two should be able to be with him, especially with the help of these two.
Fight for your land, or you will die a slave in Rome!
It turned my character around, so I could be hit in the back by arrows. And as you can see, these guys also apply bleed, which is a pain to deal with. I don't actually have any healers in this group, so any damage taken is actually quite bad. That's... Oh, he resisted the burning. So 4 points of bleed is quite rough. As you see, this guy has cure though. It will remove bleeds, things like that. But we're going to use Warhorn instead, and the reason for that is it increases damage by 25% for 3 turns. And it'll use his attack, but he can still use cure. But if he does, while surrounded, they will attack him for it. So we're gonna do this first. And since he has a shield, I'm just gonna move him forwards. If the archers want to shoot him, they can. I think the rest there should be enough to finish these others off, hopefully. I don't have a sweeping attack, sadly, so let's do that, and then we can use you to... Yeah, I used your attack. Get rid of you. Let's see here. Now here's the thing, this is a risk, but as you can see it doesn't do any damage, so I need to get closer. Crippling shot on the other hand would be better. This archer isn't very good, that's the thing. Let's see here. Did they get rid of one of your... Oh, they made you switch to your sword. Lunge isn't actually a skill this guy have, I believe. It's something that came with his weapon. Although he isn't one of mine, so a bit uncertain. See, like that. You do not have rebukes. Okay, so we're not going to do anything with that. Now, these guys don't actually... This might be dumb, but you can't actually fire arrows if an enemy is standing right next to you. So these guys need to move a step back before they can fire an arrow. And my hope is that he will beat them up while they do that. Go. You can start moving towards the bridge. So can you. This guy might be a little bit of a pain, but generally I think we're in a good position right now. Did they push? Oh, they used shove to push him away. I see. I was gonna see, yeah, that would have done 5 damage without his armor.
Stand your ground. Let them come to us. Get behind me. I'll hold them off.
He actually bled out. That's problematic. I have my guy that's bleeding right here, but should be able to do something with that. He bleeds for 6. Okay, that's actually quite a lot, I'll be honest. So we need to get rid of this guy. We might actually lose this guy here. We'll, you know, fix him up so that he'll be functioning, but he'll probably die, sadly. Let's see, I can send you to help. And I think I'm gonna have to do that. You can kill him. Bit overkill, now I think about it, but there's so many times they've survived with 1 HP that it's not even funny in this game, so we'll do it like that. Now I want you to use Cure.
Medicaid! Here, that should feel better.
I want you to hide behind here, you'll be safer there. Now, we'll start moving to a closer position. I kind of want to try and get rid of the arrow users quickly, but it'll be difficult. Can move here though, and try and knock one out. Applies knockdown, so they should be going to bed if I hit him properly, which I assume I didn't. Let's see. What I could do here is just sneak up behind. Since he's focused that way, I believe I can hit him past his shield. I can.
You brought that on yourself.
With a morale hit too, so that's pretty nice. Now, if I move him here, I should be able to do the same once again. And he should just about have enough movement points for that. Sadly, he doesn't have any stacks of bleeding yet, so using Gouge wouldn't really work. You can do that though. Some way it was blocked by armor. Again, we don't want to use your point, you're almost dead. Yeah, I enjoyed this kind of... it kind of reminds me of... what's it called? XCOM of all things.
They're butchering us here.
They aren't butchering you, they just said we used a critical flame arrow. We're doing well. It's just like 3 people left. 4 people. Yeah. I need to cure that. As you can see, fire damage. Fire damage in this game is, as I might have said this earlier, but it's very interesting. The way it works is that, well, it does fire damage, but every tick you take of fire damage, you get burned up until you're basically dead. It lowers your maximum HP by 20%, 40%, 60, 80, and I assume 100. I haven't actually had anyone burned to death yet, but it might just be that it caps at 90 or something. Basically, it's very, very horrible for your long-time prosperity. Let's just leave it at that. Now, let's see, do you have any? Yeah, you do. So let's move you there. Let's have you slap him. There we are. Now, he can use Cure, but I'm gonna have to have him move next to him to use it. And Cure stops fire, among other things. And if you level up Medicus a bit more, it'll also heal, instead of just removing the negative. Now, this guy doesn't actually have a... let's see. If I place him here, so even if he's shoved, I'll place another guy next to him. That should be okay. Now, you should be able to kill this guy, but I think I'll leave it to... He won't do enough damage. Yeah, we'll do this since he has 2 armor. You can move up behind him, you can move up in front of him. It's basically, a shove is only a single use. So as long as I have 2 people surrounding them, they should be able to use shove. Or shove won't be enough to get out of their predicament, if you will. Also, in terms of experience in these battles, it's equally shared by the people participating in the battle, so whoever, it doesn't matter who kills them. You don't need to focus on, say, have one person get all the kills. There's no need for that. There we go, he's panicked now, so he'll do something stupid, most likely. Yeah, he's just running around finishing the people on the ground. So, we need to move up to the next area. Okay, so I need to have him in this area. I moved him up a bit too far.
Now, release the catapults! We're here to save you!
We have taken the bait. Let's get out of here before the catapults wake up as well.
Okay, now we need to run back. I forgot the plan. That's my bad. This is actually pretty bad. No chances to move. The catapults are gonna pop up. Yeah, this is bad. Let's knock you down. There we are. And hopefully I can, you know, do something that allows us to get out of here. Let's do this. Inflict some morale damage. Let's move him here, and we'll probably do the same with this one. The people that I don't need here, I should just... Oh, they actually show me where the catapults are gonna hit. Now, I assume catapults are gonna hit like an extra tile around that, so... Let's just not get hit by it, I assume. Yeah, let's start moving out the injured. This guy can help, I think. I'll keep him over here. You can also help. You are injured, you can start moving. Archer is here. Can I use interrupt all the way over here? No, that's a bit too far. I can't shoot through my characters, so we're just gonna do this instead. There'll be 2 turns before more enemy reinforcements come across the bridge, I assume. Honestly, I could go for killing these guys before we leave. It's just a safer option. See how gouge works. Pretty well. Our militiaman has some moves. I'm gonna allow him to move here. It seems to be the furthest away from any of them, so we'll see how cowballs work. Okay, that's a way bigger area than I expected. It's actually a 2 out from each. And they don't even hit precisely where they say they will. That's actually really scary then. Please don't stop in the catapult. Okay, so for now, my boy, I hope you have enough, hope you have your running boots on. Let's see. Now the way this game also works is that I'm pretty sure that I only need 4 of these to reach the exit, if you will. And it'll count as victory. And what I mean by this is a lot of battles have victory conditions. Like if you kill a certain character, the battle will end, the rest of them will flee. So it could get interesting that way too. I do want to get rid of this one though, mostly just because it'll make it easier to run away. There we are. Now we can focus on getting out of here. Gonna run a bit of a roundabout route. He might get hit here if I'm unlucky. Yeah, you can't really run here because it's 1, 2, potentially 3 here. Place you here. It's still not a safe position. This is also not a safe position, but I don't really have too much of a choice right now. Just gonna try and get them away from there. Let's see. Yeah, only your movement point. Let's see if we get hit. Okay, so it's kind of random if it's very important to finish him off.
As planned, they walk into our trough.
Okay, it's a good thing that I decided to go this way. Running up here should be okay. We'll have to run around the fire. Fire can spread too, which makes it a pain to deal with. Generally, it should be okay. There we are. I really wish I could command my allies to run away too. Clearly they didn't remember the plan either. Let us get most of you into the zone, and as I believe, let's see here. You might be in a bit of trouble here. In the zone. There we are. I really should have brought some more water jugs for this battle. It's actually an item that puts out fires on both characters and the ground, so... Let's have a look here. We can get all in this turn. Just enough run. Good. That should be all of them. There we go, that's the first battle done.
I certainly don't have many more climbs like that in me. But it paid off. We are unseen. Let's see how long it lasts after we destroy the first catapult.
Okay, this is an interesting position. 6 rounds left to destroy as many catapults as possible. Okay. They have 30 HP. I should have brought some fire jars or something, Greek fire. These guys are all regular troops, but there's a lot of them. There's an oil barrel up here. If we break that, we could start a big fire. I could grab torches from the bonfire. There are water jugs here for the enemy to help themselves. Again, oil barrel. I should have brought more fire. I really should have. I should also have brought more people. Now, the idea is very simple. If we can send 2 people over here, we can throw those pretty far. If we can set 5 of these, that should be enough to start a lot of the problems. Currently, we are not noticed. So I'm a bit uncertain how I want to play this, I'll be honest. These guys have pretty... well, this guy has pretty decent running capabilities. I'm gonna have to run all the way around here if I want those. It's also going to be rough with the defense if I do. See, there's 2 people protecting this one. There's another one up here. Priestess support / healer. There's 4 regular Joes over here around this one. If I threw a torch here, they'd have to run through fire to get to me. So I guess that's also one of the ways to do this, by lessening the channels they can use. But this seems kind of difficult. Then again, I'm just supposed to destroy as many of them as possible in 6 rounds. So we need to use fire to even destroy like 3 of them. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have... I don't know what I'm gonna do with Kalita yet. I could probably have her run and get something too, and then try and take the high ground. Fire arrows, but I don't know. She does also kind of double as a tank with 30 HP. Also, depending on how well your, as you can see on the morale stat, the more they like you, the more morale they start with. In other words, the more bad things can happen during a fight before they break. But we'll try this. And can you pick up a torch? Or will you get spotted doing so? He did not get spotted doing so. Okay, so if I time it right, I could get my entire group here to start picking up torches. How far can you throw this? In 8 hexes. Okay, so again here, I could throw at this hex. That would block off these guys from getting down here. Let's take a gamble and try and get you to get a... Let's see if I move you there. He won't reach torch no matter what. Okay, so... yeah, he'll get spotted if it goes there. Get spotted if it goes there. Get spotted if it goes there. The game will like warn you if you're about to do something dumb. They can only toss 1 torch per turn, so you have 3 tactical weapons technically. 2 of them you can equip before battle. They'll have 3 uses each most likely, and 1 you can pick up on the battlefield, like bonfires for torches, water jugs for water, and the oil barrel does count, but like javelin barrels for javelins, straight up. I should place you close so you can pick up a torch, and you can do so without getting spotted. How about you? You can also pick up a torch without being spotted. Now, I've never seen these guys use water barrels, so I'm wondering if... would that get me spotted, though? I am curious if that would get me spotted, honestly. Let's see here. The idea is at least over this one. We want to throw it. Nope. Let's see. If I place you there, are you close enough to hit that oil barrel? 100% chance of success. Okay. So we'll give this a go. We'll worst case scenario, we'll just have to reload. But let's try and chuck a torch onto that oil barrel. It should spread enough that this catapult lights up. But I don't know if we'll get spotted. We did.
Oh, well.
Kind of expected. Sadly, I missed these two with the fire, but this one is basically already burnt down. So catapults are weak to fire, is that what it said? We're not spotted by these guys though, that's the interesting part. Does that mean I can fight them one group at a time? That would have been nice to know. Yeah, it does kind of seem like that. Some of them got panicked as well. Let's move you up, and if I can, bounce you into fire. One more. I don't think I can knock down through the shield here, but we can do this, cause at least some pain. There we are. Can't move you. But the idea here is simple. If I can just pick up and use later, then it makes more sense that I can wipe out one of them each turn and then put it on fire.
They've lost their minds.
Unless, of course, this guy...
I'm out of here.
This guy notifies them, if you will. Yeah, he pushed me back. That bowman is scary. Okay, we got one, so if I'm feeling brave, I could just ignore this and go all out. Now, with the knockdown skill, if the fire spreads where they're lying,
Impressive.
things could get funny. I don't know if the damage the catapult took was purely due to the oil barrel, but they lost a lot more HP than I expected. This one I feel like should also be safe to do. These are mostly civilians except for these two. These civilians doesn't seem like they'll be an enemy. Let's see here. A little bit closer, a little bit more damage. Now over here again, not too many people. Well, there are actually a couple of decent people there. We'll have to see what the punishment is. If we get fired catapults that when we come back to the front gate, that will be painful, but I'm going to trigger this one as well. And just see how it pans out. See how much damage it does. Test runs and all. It did 6, so if I want to destroy all of them, I need to basically set fire to them on turn 1, and that is all of them in that case. What I could do is probably set fire to this one, and this one. They might be able to stop the fires, but if I can destroy 4 out of 5, that should be okay. And then I'll just need to defend myself. Is there a way out here? Yeah, this is probably where I'll leave from. That's what I'd guess at least. I don't expect us to go further into the city. So we'll probably have to do a fighting retreat, but I think we can pull it off. Now this guy has used his tactical item, so he can't actually use one more this turn. Get a little bit closer. Again, aggroing all of them at the same time might be a bad idea. There's also a water jug over here, so... Did I miss? I might have made a big boo-boo. Pick up the last torch. I want you to move up the staircase. That is aimed at the catapult, okay.
Hercules, the enemy is upon us.
Burn for 6. Let's run away! But yeah, 1, This one isn't on fire, we might need to throw another one. This one is. Let us fall back as far as we can. We can probably throw it from here, so I'm assuming, so we'll move back a little bit here as well. This guy will lock down this area for us, basically, so it should be okay. Hopefully the civilian doesn't burn.
Somebody stop them there! I thought we were safe here! Somebody stop them there! Killing each other! I'm out of here. I thought we were safe here!
Scaring the shit out of the engineers too might actually be a benefit.
We are well protected here. Be ready. Move forth, my friends. Stand your ground. Let them come to us.
2 of them have been destroyed. Which... Okay, so they don't need to burn that much, honestly. We could probably have snuck up and gotten that one too. Do you have a torch? I'm gonna try and see if I can chuck a torch from here up there. Probably not, but if I can hit the oil barrel... Cannot see target, okay. I was trying to think of a way to get the fire to spread up there, but doesn't seem too likely. What I could do is try a torch at this man. Or this man. Or this thing. Other than that, the only real thing to do is sneak up here. Let's deal with the other things that we can right now first, though. Try and get rid of this one. Lunge. Move a little bit back. Guard this so we can, you know, have a channel to escape from. This one broke down pretty quick. I guess it also depends on how many tiles are on fire. So this one has started taking damage, it will break. Okay, this is actually doable. Yeah, see ya, man. Sorry that I'm too focused on this battle right now to really look at chat. Hope you enjoyed. Yep. Thanks for being here. Let's put this guy on fire. And let's arrow him. If I get rid of these two, I might be able to put fire to this one within like 2 turns, and then I might be able to destroy it. Just maybe. Let's see. Gonna move here. Then we are going to get rid of this guy. Bonk. And we're also gonna cure the fire.
Can anyone heal the healer?
Yes, you can, because you are the healer, dumb nut. We have one more torch though, so what I could do is try and be cheeky. But there are 4 enemies here that are causing problems for my cheekiness. So instead we'll send these 2 on a semi-suicide mission. He has the last torch, he has fire arrow. Can they destroy the last catapult in time? Probably within next turn. We'll see how this pans out.
They've lost their help! Guards! Anybody! I thought we were safe here! Guards! Somebody stop them! They're killing each other! Athena! They've lost their minds! I'm out of here.
Okay, so the engineers are getting scared a lot.
Here, let me take care of it.
Another fire arrow, that's a bit sad.
Stay here. They must fight on our terms.
The thing though is that they're protecting the area where the catapult was. Okay, I said that and then they came for me. Wow. Way to jinx myself.
Hit defensive formation. Slow and steady.
Okay, they revived him. That should be okay though, because we could just finish him off again.
Serves you right.
There we are. And honestly, if things are like this, going over and help might be a good idea. And the priestess here is a pain, but she's a manageable pain. This guy is also manageable. And let's see here. Whirlwind we can use to do some damage to these guys. If I move in here, just 10 to 12 though. There we are. It even did damage to the barricade. Cannot see target. Okay. Finish him off. Now, what I could do here is just try and run up and see if I can throw the torch. Which honestly, she doesn't have a torch. It's a bad idea then. Could do is kill him. And then gamble on a run up. Because that's basically what we're gonna have to do. Hopefully that fire doesn't burn and spread him. I'll have to set fire to this round, hopefully. With the oil barrel.
Somebody stop them, they're killing me. I'm out of here. I thought we were safe here. Help! Guards! Anybody!
Form up! We'll face them together!
We might have some trouble getting out of here though, so I'm gonna need my my squad to come and help if I want to do this. Okay, that guy's now blocking our path. That's not good.
We're almost at the end of this, it seems.
They're all three are gonna hit him if I move him. Let's shove this one. Let's see, that's a problem. This guy has been stopped. That guy's almost dead. Yeah, I won't be able to get the last one, I think. Priority should be just be getting out of here now. 4 of the 5 should be good. We might be able to get one next round. I'll have to see what we can do. Go to bed. Okay. You resisted going to bed. That's a bit sad. Now the problem is this guy only has, honestly, we could do something funny but dumb. And that is that these guys don't do too much damage and he has 2 armor. I pushed away the dangerous one. So if we really feel like it, we could run up and try and put on fire and then work from there. And up here, I believe there isn't really much more than just that one guy. Sorry, 2 guys. 3 guys. You get the idea. And from here, we should be able to hit this, I hope. Let's move up and try. Yeah, it did 3 damage.
They're here! The enemy is here!
Cannot see target. Okay, so it's well hidden. So if I move here, I still can't lob it over there. I could set fire to it, but would it spread enough during these next 2 rounds? Let's see. It didn't even hit. Of course, I thought I was aiming at a catapult, but I didn't read. That's my bad. I messed up. Now, however, second problem is this. Getting out of here, because no matter how I want to move, it's gonna be not great. Let's just leave it at that. Do we have any more movements? We have 1 from you, 5 from you. Yep, let's just end our turn there.
They've lost their mind. Help! Guards! Anybody! Somebody stop them there by Athena! I thought we were safe! I'm out of here.
They're all converging here now. This could be troublesome. We're gonna have to kill this guy and try and run. The guy up here might just be in big trouble. Oleum Camino. Achievement unlocked. Ah, he resisted the burning. There's no more burning for him. Now the big question is, can he resist the damage and run away? Probably not now.
We are well protected here. Be ready.
Okay, so I need you to finish this guy. Then we're gonna move here and get rid of this one. There, go, move that way. He has some defense. We only hit a glancing hit, that's bad. Rebuke. Target isn't cover because they're down the hill. Now I need to hit basically 25% chance of trouble. We rolled good. He's no longer in cover. But we don't have any good hits for him, so I'm just gonna have to do this. Must be a free hex behind the target. Okay, so because he's on a staircase, I'm in trouble. There we are. The problem is what we do up here. Because I don't think we have anything to help him out with Lucius, so... If I want to save him, the best option I probably have is kill these two. And then help him. So we'll put the archer back here, we'll put him here. And I'll have to count on Queso to deal with most of the stuff happening down here. That's the only way I can see it going well. This one will probably break actually in this last round, so I'll have to see. You have an unspent action point, okay. Let's shove. And step below him. Hit him with a crit. Oh, we can run. I think we might be able to run here then. Yep. One glassing damage, and then we bonk you in return. And then we run and hide next to our healer. There we go.
I'm afraid we're out of time. The main assault will have to make do. Let us go and rescue Consul Kota.
No, this would be broken. Yeah, I was one turn too slow for that last catapult, but it's damaged. That should count for something, right?
Good. It seems they only have 1 or 2 catapults left. Let's push forward and take those gates.
Let us do so. Let's see here. What are we going up against? On the walls, there are a couple of archers. Actually, one back here too. That looks kind of like an ambush. Yeah, that looks kind of like an ambush. But other than that, it isn't too bad here. If we can get up here and deal with the archers, that would definitely make things easier. I see you have retained your HP that you had from last time. Where's my other shield user? 1, 2... Didn't I have one more? Well, these guys are low HP, and that's a problem. Especially in this situation, so I need to get them either into cover here, or try and get them up on the sides to do... Excuse me, a little bit dry throat. Either get them up on the sides here to deal with the archers. We've basically been pummeled in here, which is a problem. Going up on the right here might actually be the better option, it looks like, because we're blocked off here, but we should be able to break through. Get a bit of fire too to help out would be nice, so let's try this, we'll see how it goes. Let's see here, move you up here. Let's humiliate this blockade. Let's have a look. Move you up into cover at least. You'll probably still get hit, but you'll be in some sort of cover. You can move all the way up behind him, that's really good. Now, can you cripple this guy? You could, but rather than that, do Harried so he does less damage. Then you can move a bit up. Same for you, move up, get her up, appeal him. He's gonna get shot in the back, isn't he? You can also grab appeal him. And then I'm gonna move you up here, and we'll see if we can get you to try and get this guy. And you can join in with the same one, pick up the last one. We'll take some damage here, but there's not really too much we can do about it. The only way to avoid this would be to have a bunch of archers myself. I could have used rallied before we began, but I guess this will have to do. Oh, it still is burning. If you saw, it takes burning damage, so it might actually break.
Catapults! It's time to let these people taste their own medicine, I think.
Men, let us show Pontus that Roman military architects are the best in the world.
We're firing catapults back on them. Why would you fight? Okay, okay. I hope that this is the enemy, because if not, I'm gonna be a little bit pissy. Oh, I can choose what we're firing. Fireball. Right there. And you know what? Let's just bank some fireballs here, because that seems to be the best choice. And fire a rock too, or rather a scatter shot. Let's go. And turn. Well, they'll move, but I should have spread the fire out a bit more. We'll have to res him. Run away! Okay, so I need to use them for area denial then.
To Tartarus with this, I'm getting out of here.
Let's see, you're running. You shouldn't be within range of anything, so you should be good still.
We're here to save you.
They have reinforcements. Well, our catapults won't hit anything. I thought they would fire instantly, just to make the battle a bit more, you know, our-sided. But clearly not. I was mistaken. Now, honestly, I should just send you up here. You're low already. You can actually be helpful if you do that. Move the archer into. Archer probably can't hit anything from him, but I kind of want to try and get the high ground with these rocks down the line, so it'll still be fine. 2 health damage. Let's aim for this one. Let's see, next is you guys. There's another oil barrel here, which is kind of a problem if the fire spreads too much, so Oh, you did it in one. Because if you stand there, you hit the target to the left as well, so you do a double hit. That's actually kind of clever. You're smarter than me, boy. Let's move you behind the tree. Let's have you actually... We use lunge here just to make sure we kill him. It'll allow me to move quicker, is the plan. Now, you, my dear militiaman, probably can't hit this one. Nope. You'll move up with them. You're low, so you're in risk by doing this, but it's a risk I'm willing to take? Question mark. This is also dangerous because I don't know what kind of shot that is. He might still get hit. But with this done, we'll see how this pans out. Last catapult burned down. What I should have burnt with this was actually the walls, I'll be honest. So, for the next one, let's just fireball that area. Because fireball honestly seems like the best option here. We'll fireball this wall, hopefully, because honestly those walls are just a nuisance to us. Fireball this. Fireball this. And fireball this. That should create a sea of fire where hopefully none of them can run away. Okay, that spread the fire way more than I thought it would. They're actually moving into the center. Get interesting.
We will wait here for the enemy to come.
Oh. Yeah, if I'd known that, I would have spread that fire out a bit more. But this is a bit worrisome because I have 2 people burning. I don't know if I have enough health to fix that. I also have a down one over here. Oh, it's Archelaus that's in charge here. We did a hostage exchange for him, which is now biting me in the butt.
There! The enemy! Attack!
Yes.
Spend my legion's salary if I'm dead.
Then why are you running into the enemy? You absolute nonce. Running to the fire is a bad idea, let's be honest. Let's get you back here. You aren't on fire yet, so that's good. Let's also get you back here. Let's get you 2 back here, and do I have any more healers? I have one up here, but he doesn't have the heal skill. Okay. Just do this. Goodbye. And switch. Plopping requires an action point. I can't do anything about this right now, so I'm gonna have to deal with the fire next turn, which means I'm gonna lose a lot of HP to nothing because I'm dumb, but that's just how things be right now. We'll also have to resurrect this guy down the line. As you can see, he still has 3 turns before he bleeds out. We'll move you up to maybe do that. And honestly, I can send you to deal with this guy because there shouldn't be anyone really in support for him. We're blocked off with fire here, there's no troops over here. I'll have you deal with this archer. Hopefully. Yeah, that sounds good. We hit that guy, we block this area, we hit that guy, good. Blocked off this area too. Now let us see here what we can do. Do you have another fireball? No, you don't. Okay. There we are with the...
This is almost boring.
You bastard. Pile him.
I'm in trouble.
Be quiet. I'm here now.
Fire seems to be super effective in this game. I might have to make some Greek fire for my character to use. Okay. He's weaponless, but he charged us. I don't have any good shredding materials here, so this could be bad now I think about it.
We are well protected here. Be ready.
Decided to stand in the middle. If I can knock down Archelaus, that would be... I don't even know if he can be knocked down, that's the thing. But if I could knock him down, that would actually be very good. The fact that they can just firebomb the spawn area, that's a bit painful. Okay, I need you to unequip your weapons. Okay, it didn't matter because you don't actually have any first aid skills, so it doesn't matter. Okay, how about you? You have aid, okay. Honestly, stabilizing him isn't that important right now. I know it's a bit rough, but we are going to first focus on stopping the fire because I need the HP to fight Archelaus. As you can see, he has, I think, 10 points of armor. So, do this. I just need to hit him with one rock. Pick up a torch. Now, this is also kind of risky, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Okay, your shield has been disabled, is that it? Then we go for humiliating strike just to humiliate.
You should give up now.
Yeah, 8 armor. Can you... You'll take a hit in return, but... Ah, no more. Let's see. I'll move you there. We'll take some damage, but that will be fine. Okay, quick shot. Try and kill him. And... him. There we are. He should burn to that next round, which should make things a bit easier. Both of you are out of moves. Honestly, just use the pylon on this guy. And then get into cover. Let's have you move up here. He's not flanked, even if I'm behind him, so it won't count as that. Cheap shot, we're gonna activate that, and then we're gonna do... Well, honestly, we don't really have a choice here.
Easy.
He should die before he pulls off the next move anyways. There we go. I think that's all we'll really be able to do this round, so we will accept. Cowboys are doing work at least. Let's see here, we have stones. Let's scattershot these guys. And honestly, stones are kind of risky too, so let's do it like this. If we hit Archelaus, he's dead. That's basically what I'm banking on. It shouldn't be able to run away. So we're just gonna all in stones. Hopefully we'll hit Archelaus. Hopefully we won't hit any of our own guys. That would be for the best. And there we are. We might actually just have to try and burn him to death with the torches. Oh, he didn't trigger any interrupts. That's bad. Yeah, I agree. That's not good at all. We might lose a couple of Legionari here, sadly. Hopefully that guy burns too. Yep, he burned a lot. So I too can do the spawn camping. Are you okay? Are you able to actually do any attacks here? 0 damage. Okay, so he doesn't actually take any... Here's the point. Here's the point. Here's the problem. I don't have any good ways of... see if we can get another tick of fire on him. Can. I don't have any good ways of healing because I don't think neither of these can. No tactical item slot available. Okay. He can't use this because he used a slot one already. He doesn't have heal skills. You probably do, but can you heal them in time? He doesn't have heal skills either here, so okay. That's a no. This guy's gonna die, sadly. He's been helpful to me and nice and all, but I don't have any way of saving him unless this guy has heal skills. He does, okay. He's gonna take health, but
I need aid
we'll
soon,
help.
lest I perish.
We'll use aid. What's gonna happen here is that he's gonna come back injured once this all is over, so we're gonna have to deal with that then. We're also gonna use aid on this guy once we can. How is our guy on this side doing? He's standing in what amounts to be fire. Okay. Honestly, there's no good job for this guy anywhere, so let's have him fall back a bit so he doesn't actually, you know, catch on fire, and maybe I should be fine. This is the militia I was given for free, so it's a bit bad to say that I don't care, but honestly, if he dies, he dies. I don't think I have anyone free to go and get him. The guy that I had there doesn't actually have any skills for healing. Applies bleed. Let's see if you can apply bleed to him. Oh, you can also just crit him and kill him and save everyone. That works too. Beautiful.
Looks like we found the prisoners. Cotter must be in there somewhere. Look, they're preparing for an execution. We better move fast.
Okay, so we did both of the others. I have 6 rounds until Cotter is executed. I need to get him. Marcus Aurelius Cotter. He's a heavy. Okay. I would like to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cotter's Praetorian. Okay, so I can release these guys. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, so here's the deal. If I run into this, I'll release them. Let's get the shield up front. If I move here, what happens? Okay, I can actually release this guy without them noticing.
Come with us if you want to live.
About time you came. Let's go.
Come with me if you want to live. Let's have all of them pick up pylons. It's just more helpful that way. I should probably have had her pick up a bandage, but it's fine. Let's see. There's one up here. Yeah, there's more people on the walls, which could be problematic. This. Oil jars. That sounds like a good way of starting a fire. Sorry about that. It's my headset. Give me 1 second to switch batteries. My apologies. And hello, I'm back. My apologies for that. Got to switch this morning. Well, I've been going for a while, so that's probably also why. With that said, we might as well just end the turn here, maybe. There's no pylons remaining. How close can we move without anyone seeing us? Can we get him? We actually can. You are very low, so I kind of want you to just get him and get out, if that makes sense. You're just gonna res him. You're gonna pick up. You're gonna go with, and you're gonna pick up oil jars, and we're gonna start a fire. We're gonna be the ones that started the everything at this point. So we have 6 turns to get in there. I guess I need to break these doors, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. There's also people here that I can rescue to help me out. Yep, we're good to go for this turn. Never mind, he started the party.
You must try like a shadow.
I shouldn't have rescued him. He's gonna get himself killed before anything happens. That's the sad part.
For Mithridates, make your king proud.
Okay, that guy has a cell door key. Does that mean if I kill him, I can steal that? This guy has a really good burn resist, or luck, or both. I have been hit with a torch. Okay. Go here.
You alive? Good. Let's get you
Oil
out of
jar.
here.
Thank you. Lead the way.
Let's get you acquainted with fire.
Oh, was that as painful as it looked?
A 19 crit. I think that's the highest damage number I've seen so far. If I move, it's gonna hurt. So what I'm gonna do is do this. Then we're gonna knock you down. And then I hope you enjoy fire. Let's see, move it to cover. Secure.
I'd appreciate some help.
You're helping yourself, man. Calm down.
Good, that means you're fine.
Is he asking himself if it hurts or not? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh, that's funny. Now, this guy is basically gonna go down as soon as someone breathes on him, so yeah. Do I want to just do this? That guy's gonna burn to that, so it doesn't matter. I'll do this. And I have a reach skill, so let's get rid of this guy. And then you run into tall cover. And then you live happily ever after, hopefully. This should be fine. Honestly. I do not want to start this fire. That seems like a risky idea. There is one more we can rescue up here. And there are these 3 we need to rescue in here. Except for the fact there is a bunch of archers here and an invisible guy, this should be okay.
Nothing gets through my shield.
This guy's a tank. He resisted burning again 3 times in a row. You should only have one burning arrow left. Sadly, this guy might be in trouble. This might not be the best move, but we will give it a go. Now, if I run... Okay, so there's a guy in here that hasn't heard the fighting yet. That's an interesting proposition. We'll run up here and release that guy instead. And I'll have you move up.
One moment, Domine. I'll get you free.
Have you move up here. He can go inside and start working on them. Now, did you drop a key? Doesn't look like you did. Cannot open locked doors. Okay. You up here. Let's see, there's also... There's 2 people in there. Okay, 2 enemies, rather. If I shoot this, 0% chance of success. Okay. Oh, you found the invisible one. I didn't actually realize. Let's put him on fire. And again, I would like for this guy to play a more active role, but honestly, if he goes down, he'll be more of a problem than it's worth. It's kind of sad. Gonna break the door? No. I'm gonna have to rush in here if Potter gets executed. It's gonna be troublesome.
As soon as I see them, I shoot.
Okay. Good for you, I guess. Now, I might need to use him to run in and help. So we're gonna move in here. The shield deflected it, which is good.
Everyone get ready.
And honestly, I'm tempted to lunge here and release him, because that would put me into a better position. Okay, so as you can see here, they're no longer planning to execute him, so we can take our time. That's good. Let's do that. We get some deflection. They shouldn't be able to leave unless they go out this door. Cineros, let's get you into this position. I'll have you go hunt down the bowman. And honestly, at this point, you can probably... Nah, let's just play it safe. It works that way. It's best that way, honestly. Put you in a bit of a better position so that if someone comes out the door, you don't get immediately shanked. Okay, Cineros, can you show a water jug down there? You cannot, okay. That's a bit of a shame. Let's see, should this should stop all the fire, hopefully. It's kinda hard to see. It did stop all the fire, so we're good. Go up, use a lunge. And you can move here. You might as well just help with the escape. That should be good enough for now. Wait, should I maybe get up that guy? Just maybe. I'm being a little bit... not just a little bit, I'm being very inconsiderate of the troops of my my fellow, you know, jailbreakers.
I think this is the last of them.
We're gonna break out these two first because, well, I decided to. Let's do this. We'll stabilize this guy. He's one of us now.
My boss, help me!
That will owe us a favor for saving his guy. Although my guy will probably go down in exchange. That's the worst part. And turn. Hopefully this guy can reach. I don't think he has enough run because he's a heavy armor class, I think. No, medium. I'll have to see how far he gets. Well, he took a hit for us, and that's actually basically all we can ask for. That's pretty good.
Where are they? I'll kill them all for what they've done.
Okay, Batman.
I'm with you.
Thank you, I guess. We'll just do this. I don't know where we want to escape from.
I think I can flank them.
You think you can flank a man on top of the wall?
Who are you? Consul Kota, we've come to get you out of here.
You're quite impressive yourself, Consul. The main assault should have taken the gates.
I can fight. Lead the way.
Okay, this...
Let us go and deal with that strutting cock, Mithridates.
Oh, you're very, very nice. I guess that's the second bug. They skipped a bit of dialogue there, I think. Okay, so this is actually one, you know, heck of a fight. There's even another part. This is a bunch of friendlies. Oh, it's Cotta and his crew, and my crew. And they're not controlled by me, if I'm looking at this correctly. So they will fight out here. So I guess it was good that I, you know, helped that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4 that we need to deal with. I guess this is just the, you know, cleanup, if you will. There's a bunch more up here though, which is kind of troublesome. But you'll go that way, you'll go that way. The rest of you will figure out what to do with once the time comes. The low health ones, I want you to just, you know, stay back and not die. That's basically all I ask of you. Have the archer protect you. Okay, we're good. You can go and cause some problems with that guy. Have you go just here. You can go here. You can go here. And together you will kill this man. There we are. You can take a spot, and you can also... Oh, you don't have the execute skill. Shit. Is there any roofs you can climb onto? Not really. There we are. The rest are the injured ones, and this guy who can't actually get close enough to do anything anyways. Okay, so I'm switching between my two groups of people. That's interesting enough. This guy's gonna have to stand back. I need to clear apart the Mithridates, 9 remaining. Okay. Let's use Q. Does this not count as cover? That's bad. Maybe this cover, you'll take an arrow, but you'll live. You up here. And again, I'm gonna just keep you back here, because if I don't, you're gonna die. Catapults. Oh, my catapults. Nice. And they have more fire. Honestly, blanketing this entire area in fire might not be the best idea, but I've never claimed to have very good ideas. Well, I do claim sometimes, but I'm often proven wrong. That's rather how it goes. Let's go with this. It's a bit more blanketing. They should all basically have to move. I should have hit this guy though, because he's going to be a pain up there. Oh, we need to continue up here? I think so. Did they down one of my guys?
I'll take good care of you.
Are they healing up here? Dressing him. Yeah, they don't like Sinro as much.
We will wait here for the enemy to come.
They're over there. Advance!
Hopefully this one misses up there. That would be great. Well, this one misses also up there. That would also be great. This guy ran into the middle of potential fire hell. Let me guess, you guys are gonna get turned into, you know, fire as well. Oh, a charge with the spear. That's great. Honestly, I thought this fight would be a lot shorter. The only reason why this this turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it would be, but this kind of epic.
Come on, hit me! I can do this all day.
I can do this all day.
These the guys we are beating up?
Okay, where are my my launchers?
There's more where that came from.
The fact that you decided to take my spot is kind of annoying. Let's see here. Can we move up here and then over there? Seems like it, so let's go up the staircase. Let's move you up forwards as well. That's not cover, which is problematic because you don't have too much HP. I guess we'll slowly move forwards then. It's some kind of cover. Not the greatest of cover, but cover. These can just stay where they are. You can also just stay where you are, I think. There's actually an enemy here that I somehow missed. But, yeah, that should do it. There we are. Okay, so first things first, we need to get rid of this one. That's actually quite easy. Now you can cure yourself.
Aid me now, please.
It's all right. You're going to live.
Can I hit him through there? I can. So let's hit the healer. And how are you doing? I think this is enough. We don't need to move into this area yet. There's fire here. This guy's lucky. These guys are also lucky. This all hit pretty bad, I'll be honest. Let's have one just square on you. Let's have one square on you. Where did those people spawn? One square on you, one down here in the center, and then one down here in the center. And hopefully that'll burn some of them. Yeah.
I don't want to die.
He's panicked.
stay here. They must fight on our terms.
See where you guys end up moving. Okay, I didn't account for this. I might have put them in a worse spot.
And over there, advance!
Let us see how this goes. Just gonna quickly get something to drink.
We're here to help. Let's get them.
We got some help down here. This guy being on fire is a problem, and the fire that's going to hit here is an even bigger problem. Now, if I move him up here, is the fire going to hit him? What do you think? I think probably. So let's move my character, who's already a little bit burnt. Do you know healing? You know healing, so go and aid him.
I need some attention.
Yeah, we noticed.
You'll be fine.
Can we move? Yeah, we can move this way. Let's move down the left side here. It's the safer path, I feel. Especially with how we're blanketing the world with fire. These guys are done. They resist the burning. Beautiful. Let's lunge this guy. Get hit by blinded because he hit my character, which is beautiful. 9 damage, perfect killer. Beautiful. Now, can you hit this guy up here? He's out of range. Do I want to try and move you up here? I think I do. Although, this guy's blinded, so he shouldn't be able to do any attacks, so it should be safe to move past him. There we are. You should just stay where you are. Honestly, everyone should just stay where they are, so... Miscusi. That's pretty bad. All in all, the fire catapults probably did more bad than it did good. But I'm gonna get rid of this guy now. He's been a pain for so long. And we'll fire some scatter shots here. They could climb back up there, so let's fire one like so too. These guys should be forced to jump down here. I'm basically trying to corral them into a trap.
Hey, whose side are you on? Stand your ground. Let them come to us.
Run away! Good job.
I've got this direction covered.
Good, good. We need to kill one more. And then we'll see what the next objective is.
Fall in, advance.
You see, I made that kind of difficult with all the fire. I'm sorry about that. I guess we're gonna save that guy too with our guy, if you will. Let's just move up here, I guess. I don't know if I want to jump down after the guy that jumped down here, or what I want to do. Maybe? Yeah, let's go for it. It's a bit risky for the commander to try and hunt down someone by running around. There we go. The rest here is, yeah, we're just gonna do this. And can I hit you up here now? Still out of range. What if I move here? Then I feed you some fire. Then we move back into cover. Then Rose, I want you to use your cure on this guy, all things, but
You are mostly fine.
we are going to be kind.
Get back into the fight.
Let's see. For power.
Come on, Romans. Let's see what you're truly made of.
There he comes. Okay, let's see if we can get that guy too. Now I'm gonna move up on this guy. They all got some morale because their leader showed up. He is up here. Okay, he only has 2, so he has some royal guards, royal huntmaster, and the royal nurse. He'll still be fine though, I think. We just need to wait until this fire dies down a bit. We just barely missed that guy. That's sad. Okay, so what we want to do is very simple. He got knocked down by getting hit by a scatter shot. Okay. Let's give him a rock up here. There we go. And the last 2 shots I feel are worth using on these guys. 1 to keep them up here, and 1 to start them getting them moving.
Watch carefully.
Oh, he also has an invisible boy. That was a dangerous shot. Okay, so the royal guard split from his king. That's quick. Oh, they critted Cotta. That's not good.
We stay here. They must fight on our terms.
You just did the opposite of what you said you would do. You didn't stay there, you ran away. But yeah, if I can get these guys up throughout the city streets, up here, going the side streets if you will, that would work too. And then send my main guy up here. We also do have a lot of friends to help out, but they're mostly busy with executing the down people. Why would you run into the fire? I guess we're gonna have to use some other water jugs here before they kill themselves. Now, can you hit these guys? No, they're out of range. Just hit this, see if you could do some damage. You cannot. Okay. I'm gonna break this so we can all go together. It's just safer that way. There we are. Move up. Let's just see, where are you? You're all the way down here. Okay. You're gonna be quite far behind, but not much I can do about that. We are gonna wait here. At least for a little bit. Hopefully, I don't think the fires can spread unless they have something to spread to. I don't actually know that. Cineros, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to run over here without catching on fire and throw a water jug into the center here so we can cross without, you know, my friends deciding that, you know what, that fire looks tasty, I want to burn myself. We're staying away from this wall because I believe these 3 tiles might get hit by catapults. Again, you can just stay here, or do I want to bring you along? You do have the 8 skill. I'll move you up. And then you'll probably get hit by a guy up here, but that's fine too. Just barely missed him. I'll get both of those though. Okay. We're lucky, I mean, we might be able to murder the nurse. I did catch on fire though, that's bad. I forgot about this guy, I'll be honest.
Defensive formation, slow and steady.
Are they all gonna just, but like honestly the fire's done more evil than good at this point. I'm gonna leave killing this guy to my friends here and hopefully they'll stop burning at some point. As long as Cotta isn't burning, I'll be... never mind. Why did I even think that?
Former, follow me for Rome! Alright people, let's get in there! Brothers! Into the fray once more! On me!
These guys are funny. Now, my character is burning. Neither of you know how healing. I was hoping I could get Cineros to heal me, but looks like that won't be happening. I'm gonna go here. See, how long will the burning last for? No, you know, we're gonna stay here and have Cineros throw cold water on us, basically. Honestly, we're gonna fall back here and wait for the rest of the crew to get here. Let's see, where is she? There she is. There we go. We'll stay here. Now here's the thing, Cineros might not be able to actually throw it there, so let's move you here first. That's not Cineros. Okay, that's my bad. Cineros is still back here, isn't he? Where is he? He's here! Okay, I'm blind. Might as well call me a bat. Yeah, have some coolant. Now you guys are wet. I guess we should start moving up here. Because the squad is basically here. Cineros can deal with this archer. Hopefully without getting put on fire again. Again, fire is bad. Do not play fire. Put him on fire, good. You can also move up a bit now. And I think that should be it. Let's see if we hit anything. Except for the barrier. Oh, we hit the priestess. Square on. Now, since you're down, we will finish you, brother. Hopefully, we'll send 2 that way. And I'm gonna scatter shot around him and hopefully hit him. Like so.
We will wait here for the enemy to come.
I thought I saw Shadow moving across. Did he go to the right then? That archer is running for his life. No! Brother!
My strength is leaving me.
I know, Fabius. I know. We need to fix that. These 2 strength is about to leave them as well. Luckily, Cotta shook off his burning status basically instantly.
Get in formation! Romo Invicta! Form up! Follow me for Rome!
Let's see, can we actually start charging up the steps now then? Can get close at least. Did I move? No, Archer still has his. So I want to fire at Mithridates just to piss him off. We'll save our shot for now, and okay, Cineros isn't part of this squad. I can't actually save that shot, that's sad. Let's place an interrupt then. If they come down the stairs, he'll hit them. And that should be enough.
Next battle will be in Hades.
That'll be ass dramatic, boy. Let's move you up there. That'll be fine. Could move you further up, honestly, there's a lot of them. But I kind of want to blanket fire this place, so we'll have to see. Move you there. We could go down and revive. Honestly, we should. So let's just get that done. I probably can't do it if I'm standing on top of him, though. If I move her over here, she could technically do some backfiring. It also requires a use cost, so that's fine. We're gonna apply brace so you can get your shield back. And that'll be it. Guy's lucky then. Didn't hit him at all. And he's kind of a problem. Let's fire once more a stone at him, just to, you know, strike home what we're aiming for.
Forget you ever saw me.
The Royal Spy Master's already still up there.
Then come to us.
I
I'll
deflected
hold
it.
you back for as long as it takes. Pallas Athena, give me the strength to stop my foes.
They're on top of each other, and that scatter shot will hit theirs. No, don't run into it, you Cotta, you dumb. Do not use catapults with AI, is the lesson I'm learning here. They'll kill themselves. But then again, we just need to defeat him, so we should still be able to pull it off, hopefully.
Brothers, into the fray.
Did he just stop on top of my man? How sad. How cruel this world must be. I can't really see the things proper, so... We're gonna move forwards and then hopefully move back again. Or we're gonna try and kill him right here, right now. That's basically what we have to choose between.
Howl like the dog you are.
Let's see, who else do we have here? Can't get a hit with her. The bowman. 2 glancing. That should be okay. Honestly, they've done enough, but if we can just finish him here, that would be great. That did not work. I should have applied Savage, that was my bad. We'll do this with the others. Arrow to the back works. Especially if it turns them into fire. So we have some injuries here after this battle. We have a militia. I don't know if we'll get him back. We have some light injuries and a moderate injury. So we need to go back to camp and just chuck him there. We've used free water.
I'm not dying for this.
Which is
I
fine.
have a wife and children.
My other tribuni were on the verge of mutiny when they learned I was giving Legio Victrix to you. It's a good thing indeed that you vindicated my decision so thoroughly. Together, we have defeated one of Rome's greatest foes, a feat even Cornelius Sulla did not manage. With this victory, the Republic is once again whole.
Yours has been quite the meteoric rise to military fame, that's for sure. The consul has an impressive eye for talent.
Thank you both for giving me the opportunity to shine. Surely there was never any doubt. I was born to lead the Legion. The key to my success has been the talent and courage of my people. I've only done what's necessary in the defense of the Republic. I guess we'll go with one here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to shine.
I hope you've taken a liking to warfare, because your service will be called upon again. You've made a name for yourself now.
I'll serve Rome again if the necessity arises. I hope I shouldn't ever see war again. I enjoyed my time in command, to tell you the truth. We'll go with that one.
Military command offers many exciting challenges. Fortunately, civilian life can offer challenges just the same.
It's time we decide what to do about this menace, Mithridates.
Do not address me like some common prisoner.
But that is what you are. You are king no longer.
My crown is not for the likes of you to take away.
Yet I have taken it quite literally. Here, Legate,
He gave me his crown.
You are the king of this battle.
You have no kingdom any longer, Mithridates. What will you even do if you were to regain your freedom? You must be brought to Roman chains and ceremonially strangled as part of your triumph, Imperator. Kill him. I will not suffer him to live a moment longer. Release him. He's no threat to Rome any longer. Let's question him first.
I know when I am defeated. I will travel east with my family and you will never hear from me again.
Yes.
I swear it on my ancestors.
Doesn't work like that, sadly. This is out of the question. Like, we could make a martyr. But I'm a bit unsure how the things are supposed to go. We could just straight up kill him here. But, honestly, the Roman way is to, you know, make an example. So, we'll bring him to Rome in chains and ceremonially strangle him? Question mark?
That is the traditional way we deal with our vanquished enemies.
We'll do it the traditional way.
It will be a triumph to remember.
You can't do this to me. I am a descendant of Cyrus the Great, Darius the Great, Alexander the Great.
If only you had been as great as them, you would not be here now.
Who will govern Asia Minor now?
I will resume my position as propraetor of the province.
Okay.
I knew Zenobia's late husband, Maro, quite well. We were on good terms, and I expect this relationship to carry on with his wife. It was good of you to bring Maro's murderer to justice. I am certain Zenobia and I will quickly restore the prosperity to our fair province.
What will happen with Thracia?
Word is that a growing army of freed Serwi are rampaging across the countryside, menacing the citizens of that region.
Apparently, the Praetor Marcus, Licinius Crassus, has offered to raise and equip an army to deal with the problem.
We might have caused that problem. Potentially. Will I remain in command of Victrix after the war?
Sadly not. The Legion must be disbanded before we cross the River Rubicon. We will talk more when we reach its banks.
Okay. Of course, the Legionari will always remember your excellent leadership. If you should ever need to muster a legion again, I'm certain most would sign up to serve you again.
Let us send word to Rome of our imminent return.
It will be good to return to civilization after these long months abroad.
It has been a great honor to serve under you all.
You have served with distinction, Orestes. I regret that I could not see the war through as your commander.
Come, let us return to our camp and begin to organize our journey back. We will have plenty of time to talk on the way.
That's good. We got 350 experience. That's quite a bit. That was a long final battle, honestly. It took something out of me, but I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm starting to get hungry, a bit tired, a bit unfocused, so I'll end it here. I'll probably do some more later. This was kind of fun. There wasn't a lot of people here, but I still enjoyed it. Some people talking in chat really lit it up, so it was a lot of fun. The Rubicon crossing the outer boundary of Rome.
And here we are. It warms your heart, doesn't it? No matter what manner of wonders you witness. There's nothing like home.
Nothing rivals the beauty of Rome indeed. It's good to be back. I don't think I have a home anymore. The world is filled with beautiful places. I intend to see them all. Well, to be fair, the reason why we are here is because we got smuggled out because of the fear of someone taking over our home, destroying our families, so it's a bit negative, it's a bit melancholic, but we'll go with 2.
Nonsense! You are Roman. This will always be your home.
Doesn't mean anything when someone else is occupying. Thank you, Lucullus, you've been like a father to me. Well, basically has been during this military campaign, so we'll go with that one.
I can't possibly replace your father. All I can do is help you avenge his death. I owe him that. All right, victorious commander. Announce your arrival to the Quaestor, and allow us to disband now.
Okay. So with that said, we basically have returned now from the first campaign. As I said, I'm going to end the stream here. We'll do some more maybe later. I need to go and get some food. Do some other things, sadly. But it's been fun. I'd like to thank you all for, again, watching, the people that's been here. There were a few earlier, there are a couple right now, so again, thank you very much. And I do hope that you have enjoyed, and I do hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed. This was streamed on Twitch, so that's why it might be a little bit different than how I usually do things. I still hope that you've enjoyed, and yeah, if you want to come and have a look, I'll be streaming on Twitch the coming week at least a couple of times. So everything will be uploaded here. So if you don't have time to come to see Twitch or you prefer YouTube, it's all up to you. You can do what you prefer. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.